The original plans for Claudio Castagnoli in AEW have been revealed. There's been yet more Sasha Banks and Naomi weirdness from WWE. And we've got an update on Big E's injury and ongoing status with the company. Stay tuned to find out all about it. I love Claudio. You love Claudio. He, she, we love Claudio. So it was a real treat when he turned up at Forbidden Door, wasn't it? And then joined Blackpool Combat Club, and now he's in AEW and he's getting the love that he's deserved forever, and hopefully they'll put the gold on him and never remove it from him. But it turns out this might not have actually been the plan at all, and maybe he shouldn't have even debuted in AEW. So this one comes from the Wrestling Observer newsletter. It was made official last night on AEW Rampage that he would be going up against Jonathan Gresham for the Ring of Honor title at Death Before Dishonor 22, with Gresham proclaiming himself at the end of the show the best wrestler in the world, and then Claudio came out, stared him down, and then the match was made official. Now, Meltzer was reporting in the Observer that this was sort of technically the plan from the start. So Gresham versus Claudio Castagnoli was headlined the show, Death Before Dishonor, for the Ring of Honor title. When Khan signed Castagnoli, it was actually to debut in this spot, but he ended up replacing the injured Bryan Danielson and is now an AEW regular as part of the Blackpool Combat Club.
I'm really glad that they... I was about to say I'm really glad Bryan Danielson got injured, but that's a horrible wish thing to say. I'm glad that the situation led to Claudio being in AEW, because he's a perfect fit for the Blackpool Combat Club.
He
and
is.
As much as he would have probably led the charge of a new Ring of Honor, because I feel like he's going to take the belt from Gresham here. Start a new era of Ring of Honor. Imagine how powerful the Blackpool Combat Club will be. You've got Jon Moxley with the interim AEW World title. You've got Wheeler Yuta with the pure title, and then give Claudio that world title in Ring of Honor. Maybe television for Danielson?
Yeah. It'd be nice, just dripping in gold, and then get Regal a Legends one. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Get him. Get the Legends title from TNA back.
Just with the TNA logo on it still. The big takeaway from me here was that they were going to put Claudio in Ring of Honor, and there's been a lot of worries about, is Ring of Honor going to be like developmental? Is Ring of Honor kind of going to be the little brother program? Is Ring of Honor going to be where maybe all the fresh faces go? But no, if that was the original plan, then we may be seeing bigger names move across to Ring of Honor. We still don't know how fluid it's going to be moving between Ring of Honor and AEW, but it's for me that's a really good sign that the reboot of Ring of Honor is potentially going to be taken very seriously and maybe treat with the kind of respect the history of that company
absolutely
deserves.
I mean, Claudio particularly, he's a Ring of Honor legend. He's been a multiple time tag team champion in Ring of Honor, and sadly I don't think he's ever had the world belt, so maybe again, like I said, this is maybe his time.
It's time.
But Tony
got
Khan,
the old logo back. It's time.
Yeah. Tony Khan kind of maybe wanted Claudio to be that one in Ring of Honor to, as you said, sort of make sure everyone's going, it's developmental, it's going to be this
I can just
little
think
one.
Blackpool Combat Club in Ring of Honor, Bryan Danielson back in Ring of Honor, just stretching people to nothingness. It'll be amazing.
The supercard matches that we're going to get when Ring of Honor and is built up itself again versus AEW. Chef's kiss.
It's going to be great. But moving over to the WWE side of the fence now, as we just reported on it in the last video. She's asking 30 grand for an appearance, but no,
there's more.
No,
there's always more.
We thought it was done. But no, WWE just throwing a spanner into the works, as they do enjoy doing very much. Just stirring that pot a little harder, aren't they? PW Insider, they were kind of tipped off by a WWE fan that they'd received a fan survey. So this happens from time to time if you're a member of the network or you've signed up to like WWE shop or whatever. They'll just ping you an email going, hey, what do you think about this wrestling company? What do you think about that wrestling company? What do you think about Raw? And this one was about talent, and it was about the current talent pool in WWE. So active current stars, and featured on the list were Sasha Banks and Naomi. So back on the magical mystery merry-go-round we go.
We get told that she's getting to do other appearances and charging 30 grand, and now it's like, well, she could still be with WWE, and that doesn't change anything.
I mean, we've heard the news, of course, as we just said, the 30 grand per appearance. There's been they were removed from the internal roster. They're still listed on WWE's roster website page. I mean, it's just, what's the point anymore?
I guess maybe with them not wanting to, on something like that with the roster stuff, they don't want to give anything away if they have sort of left or they're on the way out. But it's like makes it even harder for us. Like, where's she going? What's happening with them?
To be honest, I think there is maybe a little reason behind it, though. It might just be bad prep, because a lot of research is conducted by research companies. Like WWE may have a division that kind of does a little bit of research, but for large scale stuff like this, they just push it out probably to another firm. That other firm comes up with everything else with what they're given, and then that firm puts everything together and it gets sent out to you to answer. So it might just be that it was prepared like well before all of this drama started. It might just be that it was written at a time when it looked like they were more of a sure thing to come back. It might just be bad prep where they've not, stayed up on top of the facts and not realized they're not there, or it could just be simply to fuel more flames for just, oh my God.
It's going to go on and on until the end of time. This is it. No,
it's going to get weirder before it gets any clearer. That's all we know now. But keeping it with WWE, just real quick here, we've got an update on Big E. So reports initially surfaced that he was set to make a full recovery from his broken neck. He went on to publicly say, when he was asked, what if this was the end of your career? He said he'd be content with it. And he's sort of that type of person where you make the best of anything you're given in life. But last night, we all got a bit of a nice surprise, because WWE had announced that they were going to be holding a tryout at SummerSlam, that it was going to be the first tryout to feature a live audience, which I think is taking a leaf out of the NFL's book. It's an easy way to make money and a fun day.
Easy way to make money, but my God, nerve-wracking for those tryouts if they've not got any experience in wrestling.
They're going to turn it into the Combine. It's going to be really interesting. But they announced that was going to be, first time big new thing, and Big E announced that he's going to be present there. He's going to be present at SummerSlam week, and he's going to be alongside Triple H at the tryouts that are being held there. So he said, just to be in Nashville for SummerSlam week, to help Triple H and team find future WWE superstars. Bring your cheeks, if you please. Friday, July 29th to kick it with us. Tickets are available, and he gives the link. Now, there are apparently two standouts here that PW Insider have brought up. There are going to be 50 individuals there apparently with elite level college athletes. But there are two in particular that have been mentioned fairly recently as pretty much confirmed for being there. One of which is Trevor Robbins of San Jose State, and the other is Anna Kiefer of the University of North Carolina. And Kiefer is track and field, ACC women's indoor long jump champion, also reportedly a keen YouTuber with a pretty good following. The last track and field star they signed was Bianca Belair, so you kind of think they're going to be, very excited.
They've got a good track record.
Yay! And Robbins is an offensive lineman with 6 years of experience at college level and one of the winners of the 2020 Mountain West Conference Championship. Both of these just fit like a glove. I mean, specifically Kiefer, if there's YouTube channel there, to kind of having to engage with that audience, that might give her that kind of little bit of a jump start.
It gives her that sort of background in knowing how to get a personality across on camera.
Yeah, and that's often
all about
something. Yeah, we see people struggle with in the early days a little bit until it kind of clicks. So yeah. It'd be exciting to see what comes of it, and we'll have to keep an eye on.
It's great to hear that Big E's going to be sort of back in the mix of things and getting to obviously we're not sure about his future in the ring, but actually getting involved with the background stuff because he's got a great mind for wrestling.
That's it. He's going to have so much wisdom he can impart on people. I can't wait. And the crowd are going to love him. The crowd are going to absolutely love him. But we're going to finish things off with a bit of a nice story, as we sometimes do here on the Weekend News, with The Rock commenting on his daughter's wrestling career. So he was at the premiere for DC League of Super Pets, in which he plays Superman's dog Krypto. And he was recently asked about his daughter by Entertainment Tonight's Rachel Smith. His daughter Simone had recently debuted debuted on the NXT house show loop as Ava Raine. And he said she's made history because she's WWE's first fourth-generation superstar. Very, very proud of her. She's fiercely independent. It's very important for her to make her own way, blaze her own trail, blaze her own path. She doesn't come to me looking for a lot, which I respect that, and I'm here watching and supporting. The interviewer then went on to ask him, what do you think about maybe you get back in the ring one day, Dwayne? Do you fancy getting back in the ring, Dwayne? And he gave the most nonchalant answer possible. He just said, of course, yeah, always open to that, for sure.
With the exact same tone. Yes, of course, as Vince McMahon is just watching from behind the camera, being like, say it.
We know he's coming back at some point. He always will. He always does.
It's very nice that he's at least keeping an eye on his daughter's career. Yeah. And obviously, there's a big shoes for her to fill. So
hell yeah.
I guess keeping his distance in terms of not being like, I'm going to be at her first match in NXT. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be there. That kind of gives her actually a little boost.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, that was it for your second slice of lovely weekend wrestling news from me and a poorly but recovering Fraser Porter.
I'm probably off to sleep for the rest of the day.
Nice. I'm going to sit in the office while it gets gloriously hot outside.
Poor thing.
But yeah, I'll catch you in a bit.
See you later.